why? Nobody talks about, everyone talks, all right, you have a blisters, what to do? But nobody mentions this one big thing. Everyone talks about how to make this ointment here, which to Vaseline or not to Vigvapo.
Or like just show the pictures of the big foot full of blisters. That's already too late.
Because when the blister starts,
That's painful.
the Camino finishes.
No.
Let us introduce ourselves because many new people on the chat, on the live. So we are Erica and Ricky, and we are part of Caminotellers because the Caminotellers have become kind of community of like-minded people who love Camino, love walking, maybe even believe that walking the Camino and other walks, it's a holistic approach, holistic process which involves physical, mental, emotional and spiritual. You know what my dentist says? My dentist says...
Blisters on the foot? No.
No.
He doesn't talk about blisters.
If you have a blisters in your mouth, no, it doesn't say. My dentist says, if you come to the dentist with a pain, it's too late. The same happens actually with blisters. The blister story starts far before the... Let's start from the basic. How can you prevent blisters?
Are you asking me?
Yes, I'm asking.
Okay.
I'm looking at you. I'm...
First of all, start with a good pair of shoes. Buy a good pair of shoes. White toe box, one size bigger.
And that's why.
Because the white toe box, so the toes are not all like this.
Yeah.
Fancy shoes?
Not the geisha shoes.
No.
In Japan, we have to put this little bit of Japanese
Context.
thing
And then one size bigger because the foot swollen when you're walking a
True
lot.
story.
And you don't want all the toes and the foot to touch every part of the shoes. Nick is saying he has different shoes, and for one shoes he has one size bigger, for other he has half size bigger. So it's like you have to try them and see what works for you. If you have shoes that are too hard,
Cause of blisters, no? Too rigid.
yeah.
And if you not break them in before, that actually can be complicated,
Also,
no?
yeah. Socks.
Socks are another super important part.
Yeah, and GS saying, what helps me is a good pair of merino wool socks.
Me too. I have to show you my socks, guys. There are socks made specially for hiking. Are the socks that stick to the foot.
Yeah, they don't move a lot, so because if they move a lot when you're walking, they create rashes.
It's a affordable sock. And another really big thing is that it has a hole. I didn't buy it with a hole.
I know, didn't it come with
Black
it?
Friday, all the socks with a hole, 50% off. Oh yes, let me get one. That's all about Black Friday. If you walk for a long time, there is one thing to put attention on. Toenails.
So that's a problem of toenails?
Yeah, that's a problem of the toenails. Yeah, not anymore because I cut them.
Rick is saying, consider double socks.
Yeah.
Right socks.
Yeah, linen socks.
Michelle, Vaseline toe socks and white toe box shoes.
Good.
Helen, when I stop, I take off my shoes and socks to let my feet have a breather. That's also important. We are gonna talk about that also later.
What actually people do, which is super interesting, that people put liners inside of the sock. And remember, we met actually John from Alaska on this pilgrimage, and John is he's teaching people how to hunt in Alaska. And he says that many times when they go with lots of equipment to the forest, they put two different socks on. The liner sock, which sticks to the skin, and an extra sock, and the friction doesn't appear on the skin itself. And you can find actually there's lots of liner socks over there around, no? So there's you can even use the nylon. And there's and also another set of socks are the toe socks. You know, when you can put every of this little toe inside, and it prevents also the friction in between.
Wait, Nick is saying, I've met a few with blisters because they are wearing thick socks. thinking that will protect them, but the blisters are caused due to their feet being too hot.
Full of good tips today, guys. Thank you for participation. Your voice matters, because after this, after we have this chat, many people watch it and reply.
Yeah, exactly.
So many newcomers, or many even people that already walked and they learned something new, no?
Yeah.
Biggest inconvenience would be, not mistake, I wouldn't call it inconvenience, to come for the Camino without previously preparing all your gear. Happens a lot.
Well, I couldn't break in my shoes for my Camino, the one that I'm using now, and it was a pain at the beginning. Because I couldn't use them before, so I had to use them at the Camino, and it was the Pyrenees, all the hard parts all at the beginning. It was a nightmare. I wanted to change them in Pamplona.
If you use the hiking shoes, it can even get worse.
Yeah.
So the breaking in shoes, checking your equipment, checking on your socks, this could be like a lifesaver. It already prevents 80% maybe of all the problems. I'm not good with maths, so you have to excuse me.
Shall we go to the during? What to do during the walk?
During the walk, okay. So why the blisters develop? Because normally in my day-to-day life, I get my feet wet and I don't have a blisters.
Because you don't walk 50 kilometers a day.
I get my feet sweaty and then I don't get blisters. I even walk with the shoes that I don't have to walk and I don't get blisters.
No, sometimes I do.
I mainly don't, especially not the blisters like on the Camino.
Oh,
why?
No.
So this is the questions. Why? Nobody talks about. Everyone talks. All right, you have a blisters. What to do? But nobody mentions this one big thing. If you get blisters, that could mean that you walking too much. Okay, your distances are too long.
Because when you hear people who are developing these big, huge blisters, is because they walked 30, 40 kilometers.
Yeah.
At least in my experience.
So this maybe walk a little bit less, especially in the beginning. Take it easy in the beginning, see how the foot reacts, and by the time you can adapt if necessary.
Marzia, I've read the idea of using Vaseline on the feet every day to prevent blisters. Do you use just a little and massage it on, or do you use a lot?
So I've seen many people taking the care of the feet before walk, putting many different ointments on. Why you put ointments?
So there is no friction.
So they prevent friction. Before the friction is that they prevent it. Is it good or bad? I don't know. We just throw it there. So they use Vaseline, they use Vic Vaporum, they use
almond oil.
Because many people don't like the Vaseline because it's made out of petrol. So many people not really keen of that. So you would put them on the tip of the toe.
And how much do you put, Marcia says? A lot or just a bit?
How much would you put?
Dive into it.
Just when you shake someone's hand, it's like how much would you put? It really depends, it really depends. But another thing, that taking the shoes off helps you to keep the feet dry, no?
What happens if it rains? Because a lot of people say, yes, okay, you have to keep your feet dry. But if it's raining a lot, a lot of blisters comes from the wet feet from rain.
Or sweaty feet or wet feet. I use hiking sandals in rain and water crossings.
I remember in Portuguese Camino, it was raining a lot in La Bruja, I don't know how to pronounce it. And there was this girl with one pair of socks, one plastic bag, another pair of socks.
Experienced hiker though, eh?
And the hiking boots, if I'm not wrong. Hiking boots. And she was fine. I mean, it's all about experimenting, no?
True story. No good fit for all.
And it worked for her.
It looked funny though.
You looked funny because she had...
So this would be the main thing. And then the moment comes when you actually develop the blisters. And there's another few schools of what to do when you...
Pop it or not to pop it?
Pop it or stop it. pop it, to stop. One of the things that we do, okay, and we know as doctors, is to puncture it whenever it's ready to puncture. Pop it with a disinfected needle.
Pop it, drain it, then compete to cover it.
True story.
Thread to allow it to drain.
Thread, I call it a string, but the thread, it's
thread, that's the name.
So, and if you have more ideas, please put down in the comment. And last but not least, few ideas about the retreat, because many people are asking us about the retreat. May and September, next to Saint-Jean-Pierre-de-Port, 10 minutes away, we hold a beautiful space for
retreat.
So we're getting together for everyone who starts the Camino Frances, and not only, because people from Portuguese Camino are coming, people are Camino Podinenses are coming, people that not coming for Camino are coming as a treat for people that want to get more into details about blisters, about preparation, and about how holistically approach the Camino de Santiago, because that's what we're here for.
Yeah, go to the website and get your retreat spot.
This is why we're here for in general, because community is there to be helpful. So thank you for all your vibes, all your comments.
And it's nice that it's not only our view on it, but everyone can share their own experience, because everyone has another solution for the same problem.